Creating games is a fun and exciting adventure. Watching your vision come to life and the smiles or frustration it brings to your friends and family as they play is a feeling like none other. However, at their core, video games are extremely complex. From environments to characters, to code, lighting, and effects, there is a lot that can go into creating even what people may think of as a relatively simple game. So it should come to no surprise. Creating games often require a number of people fulfilling a number of different jobs and roles. With that said, for years, both in the media and in the public, game designers and developers are often used interchangeably. However, if you dream about one day turning your passion for playing games into a career or hobby of creating them, it's vital to know if a future as a video game designer or video game developer is the best fit for you. This is mainly due to the fact that within the game industry, the jobs and responsibilities of a game designer and a game developer are completely different and are two distinct career paths. Game designers. Every video game begins with a concept or idea. As a game designer, it is your responsibility to not only conceptualize that idea, but also design the way in which the player will experience that idea. So as a video game designer, your job is to translate that idea into a tangible reality. Though your responsibilities as a game designer can and will often change depending on the company or size of the team you're working with, in most cases, the responsibilities of a game designer are conceptualizing the overall game, its mechanics, the game's storylines, characters, and environment. Oftentimes this will mean experimenting and exploring multiple themes and genres, as well as developing and improving upon existing games and mechanics. There are multiple kinds of job titles for a game designer. Some of the main titles are a lead designer, content designers, game mechanic designers, and level and environment designers. Lead designers are the coordinators of the team and are responsible for communication inside and outside of the design team, as well as making important decisions. A game mechanics designer works on the balance of the game and its rule system. Lastly, an environmental designer is responsible for creating the different scenarios and environments of the game. Each of these job titles in game design contributes something unique to the overall game design team. In most cases, game designers will also work closely with the developers and artists to make sure the game designs are being followed. As the game industry continues to evolve, the design of a game now usually falls into one of four categories: games that are market-driven. These games are designed to make a profit, and therefore their progress is limited to consumer demand. Most games by large or mid-sized studios are developed in this manner. Games that are design-driven. These games allow the designer to take full reign of the game and its aspects. Many games by larger or mid-sized studios are not developed in this manner because of monetary restraints. Games that are technology-driven. These games are created in order to highlight a technological achievement or to market gaming consoles and engines. Lastly, games that are art-driven. These games are focused on visual effects and impressive art or designs created by artists. In most cases, games that are technology and art-driven are mainly created by small or indie studios, which tend to create games out of passion, opposed to simply making games for profit. Game developers. While it's the game designer's job to conceptualize the game and its mechanics, video game developers help transform games from a concept to a playable reality. They do this by coding visual elements, programming features, and game mechanics. Game developers typically play a role in several elements of game development, including visuals, artificial intelligence, user interface, and game logic. The type of work you do as a game developer will vary depending on the size of the company you work for and your specialization. At bigger game companies, you're more likely to have a more specialized role working on a specific element of the game. At an indie publisher, you may have a hand in multiple processes in a game's life cycle. Some of the day-to-day tasks you may perform as a game developer are: translate visual ideas into code, prototype, and polish gameplay. You'll also need to closely collaborate with designers, producers, and artists, as well as monitor game stability across platforms, review existing code, and recommend improvements. In addition to deciding what type of developer you might want to be, you might also choose to specialize. You can develop niche skills based on the type of system, console, computer, or mobile, game type simulation, adventure, role-playing, strategy, etc., or a specific game element in game systems, level design, user interface, environment, and so on. In short, development, at its core, involves learnings associated with computer science, and designing involves great artistic and visual skills. It's up to you to decide which of these paths is right for you, but the easiest way to think about it is, game designers are the visionaries of the video game, while game developers turn the vision into reality, so both are not only necessary, but vital in the game creation process. Many game developers and designers get into the industry out of a love of gaming. And while working in video game development can be challenging, it can also be rewarding to take part in creating something you're passionate about and that pays well. Job site Glassdoor reports, the average base pay for a game designer or developer, as of October 2021, is over $70,000 a year, which was about $20,000 more than the average American middle-class income that year. As gaming continues to drive innovation, more and more companies are looking for passionate, skilled game developers and designers to fill those roles. Nowadays, according to the Entertainment Software Association, nearly 227 million people in the United States play video games, making it one of the leading forms of entertainment. The video game industry has historically been one of the fastest-growing industries and will likely continue along that path. Many different elements go into making a video game. Aside from game designers and developers, there are many different roles, such as producers, audio engineers, animators, 3D and 2D artists, just to name a few. So if you want to create games and become a game designer or developer don't sound appealing to you, or you'd like to know how to get a job as a game designer or developer, check out our video, Roles and Jobs of the Game Industry, and how to get them. But whatever you do, don't just play, create.